What's going on, guys? My name is Fake Thriller. I'm sitting here with Snooze603, and today we are doing a post-patch follow-up of the AS Val. And if you go back and watch our original review, we both think incredibly highly of this weapon back on January 29th, 2012. But the gun has gone through some serious changes since the patch. Snoop, do you want to talk about any of those in particular?
Just kind of reflecting on how this gun was pre-patch, I liked it. I mean, the damage stats were so-so, but it was a laser beam. It was nice getting the suppressor that was attached at all times. That's definitely an added bonus. It was pretty stable. The recoil wasn't that bad at all. Like, overall, I liked the gun. The smaller magazine capacity kind of limited you, but if you were really good with your accuracy and you just took your time and really focus on that burst fire, trying to make absolutely every single bullet hit, it was a good gun. I really enjoyed it. Now this gun has really changed. The only good thing they did do it was they gave it the extended mags. The downside, well, I guess they also buffed its minimum damage. It went from 6...
Yeah, the damage, what happened, it's kind of weird. They nerfed it and they buffed it at the same time. The damage used to be a maximum of 22 hit points per bullet. They nerfed that down to a maximum of 20 hit points per bullet, but they also increased the minimum damage from 16.7 up to 18.4.
Right, so it no matter how you cut it, you either need 5 or 6 bullets to the body. We're not counting headshots whatsoever. Forget the multiplier. That's kind of a lot. I mean, the other downside to that is, oh my god, recoil. What the hell happened? This thing used to be a friggin' laser beam. And
yeah. Before we jump into the recoil, I just want to stick with the damage. It's kind of reminding me of the conversation we had with the MP7, because I think the MP7 is something retarded like 11 shots to the body, 10 or 11 shots with a 20-round magazine at its minimum damage to get a kill. And the AS Val sort of has the same sort of properties. It's 6 kills to the body out of a 20-round magazine, which is more than 25% of your bullets have to hit. And I'd be willing to bet most people don't have a 25% accuracy rating in Battlefield 3 if you go check Battlelog. I think I float around 14 or 15%. So that just goes to show you the time you got to take with the gun now, because like Snoov was saying, the recoil has been nerfed, I guess. The values have been increased, so it jumps around a lot more.
yeah, I do remember pre-patch. I mean, you could definitely burst fire this. You could go full auto. It didn't really matter. I found it really stable and definitely easy to manage. Post-patch, it's become a lot more cumbersome to try and manage that recoil. It's definitely all over the place. Burst fire, very difficult to keep it on track. I'm sorry, not burst fire. Full auto, very difficult to keep it on track. Even burst fire, that initial recoil is actually pretty impressive. It kind of is reminiscent of the AN-94, where it's got like that really initial, like, holy shit, what the hell is going on? To me, I really felt it was very pronounced.
I feel like on full auto, the AS Val shakes all over the place. Like, I found it like bouncing side to side a lot too.
Yeah.
And it actually, I don't like the gun as much now, because it is, it's a lot harder to use. I mean, I know that's gonna sound like a pussy way out, or like a pussy complaint, but it's not a dead nuts laser beam anymore. It's a hold the trigger down and pray to God that the recoil takes you into the right line of sight, because it fires so fast and you have such a small magazine that you don't have time to correct your aim and get back on target before the magazine's empty.
Right, and just going without extended mags, it's really difficult to get more than 2 enemies. I mean, forget it. Getting 2 enemies as it is with mediocre accuracy, good luck. If you have fantastic accuracy, yeah, sure, but trying to get 3, I just don't see it happening.
I don't think so. No, that wouldn't happen. And the best thing probably about the extended mags, other than the fact that it is extended mags and giving you a third more ammo per magazine, is the fact that it doesn't take up an extra equipment slot. It just sort of slides right in. It doesn't have to replace anything, so that's nice.
Right, but the downside of that is you have to grind through the 200 kills to get to it. And I mean, pre-patch, it wasn't a grind. Now, I mean, I was at like 150 kills when I got back into it, and it was a grind to get that 50 kills to get back up to extended mags. I was like, dude, this gun just it's not as fun as it used to be. Like, there are difficult guns to use in this game. Like the AN-94, it's growing on me, and it's kind of a difficult gun to use, but it's a fun, difficult gun to use. For some reason, I put the L85A2 in that same category. I don't know why. I find it kind of difficult, but I enjoy it. This gun's just difficult to use, and I don't find any fun in it. It's just like, I'm not enjoying myself whatsoever when I use this gun.
Yeah, it's just hard to use. You pull the trigger, and then your enemy's still alive, and you're out of ammo.
Right.
You're stuck reloading. And it's got a pretty decent reload time, but I found that I just keep dying. I lose one-on-one gunfights all the time because I'm not hitting them enough. But I guess a lot of my complaints too come from where the gun used to be. Like, it used to be so awesome. Like, I figured out how to use it. I figured out how to use the incredibly fast reload time to my advantage, and I could take people out all day with it. But now I have had a pretty hard time getting back into it. So it's frustrating because it's fallen so far.
Yeah, I could not agree more. It sucks because it was a really fun gun before. I wouldn't say it was still easy to use, but it was just enjoyable. Now I'm all set. There's still so many other guns. There's probably like 6 or 7 guns I still haven't even touched in this game yet that I would put time into, and this is a gun that I just don't see myself going back to because it's nowhere near as enjoyable as most of the other guns in this game.
Yeah, it used to be one of my go-to try-hard. Like, if I needed to run the recon class and I didn't want to obviously snipe because fuck that shit, I would go with the AS Val. And now it's not so much that I would probably pick the UMP or something like that. But I think we pretty much hit on all cylinders with this post-patch follow-up. The gun's sort of fallen from grace. It's not as good as it used to be. The statistics all around, some are better, some are worse, but for the most part, it kind of lost points in our book. So, Snoop, unless you have anything else to add.
What did we give it before? I think I gave it like a 4 to 5 in the original review.
I gave it a 5, I think.
Yeah, I think I gave it a 4 to 5. I would be hard pressed to give it a 3. Well, I would say a 3 is fair. It's more like a 2 3/4.
Yeah, I put it at 3 too.
You know, it's an average gun. Yeah, it's still serviceable in the close range, especially extended mags. That would definitely make a huge difference. Other than that, there's just so many other more enjoyable guns to use, and I'm not saying that they're easier. I'm just saying they're much more fun. This gun is just kind of wonky.
And more specifically in the PDW category, because
yes,
that's the tough thing too about a PDW is you have pretty much every other gun in the PDW class to choose from, and the shotgun class, and whatever specific kit you happen to be running. So you get all those other options instead of one single PDW. So it makes it tough to pick out the AS Val.
Yep.
So I think that's pretty much it. The guns, I mean, it'll still kill people for you, but it might be a little bit more frustrating than it used to be. So instead of beating a dead horse, I think we're going to end this right meow, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. If you're looking for a little bit more Shoosty Bang in your internet, be sure to follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/snoop603 and twitter.com/fakethriller. In addition, you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ShoostyBang. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitch TV so you can catch up with all our live streams in the future. twitch.tv/fakethriller.